mention that I had an abortion when I was 17 years old. And it was one of those times when, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one in the room that has made a deal with God. God, if you just let me do this, then I promise, fill in the blank, I'll attend church all the time. I promise I'll give. I promise I'll serve. I promise I will forgive so-and-so. I promise I'll make peace with so-and-so, whatever. You just kind of turn your head and don't look when I do this. So that was my situation, my circumstance. I had grown up very poor. In college, if you've grown up on the other side of the tracks, but you're smart, or you have this ambition or this future ahead of you, people use college as the saving grace. Okay? Just go to college, it's going to change your life. Graduate, go to college. And so that was my goal, go to college. I lost my mom when I was 10 years old to cancer. That was back in 1987, when people in my hometown did not survive cancer. You know, there was a time when cancer was a death sentence. So that was her sentence. And so 10 years old, I became an orphan. And that life, back and forth, home to home to home, college was my saving grace. I happened to be smart. So, next thing I know, people are still writing the 3 times that they felt the presence, power, or love of God. When I had the abortion, it was the worst thing. It was the worst thing. I was pro-choice all the way up until I wasn't. See, but that's what I did. And so I thought that I had a sentence on me. Condemned, boy, condemned. Because for me, that was murder. And then I gave birth to my now 15-year-old son when I was 24 years old. If anybody's ever had to make a choice like that, abortion or whatever, and you think you're condemned because of it, that entire pregnancy, I was on pins and needles, waiting for the hammer to fall, waiting for God to say, no, you won't, you can't, no. You're not going to carry it full term, you're not going to whatever. So when he came out, amid all kinds of grossness, y'all. You never had a baby. I don't know why they try to make it sound like it's just magical rainbows and unicorns. That's a lie from the devil. And my anesthesia had worn off, and it was bad. I was in labor all day long. And it got to the point, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and they said, I'm like, I feel things, somebody, I feel things. And they were, well, it's too late now to call the anesthesiologist. He's in the bed, and you've dilated too far. We can't go. You're going to have it naturally. What? Knock me out. Somebody come in here with an anvil and drop it on my head or something so I don't feel this. So, but when he came out, and you know how they tell you that you have that amnesia, moms, we have that amnesia, and we remember it like it was glorious and beautiful, and we weren't in pain, and it was wonderful. That's a lie again. But I do bless God, because I know God was in the room. I know the Holy Spirit was there. And that's when I first began my forgiveness process. 17 years old, I had the procedure, the early termination. It wasn't until 24. Has anybody ever carried something longer than you had to because you just didn't know if you really were forgiven? And so you had to see the evidence, you had to witness before you truly let something go. The Bible tells us that we shouldn't have to, that we should believe, but God also knows, as divine as we are, we're also human. And so I'm so glad I got to see my forgiveness in action. So the presence of God was there. That's one time in my life. I know, you can't tell me, I don't care. I love this woman all day long. Yes, gay, lesbianic. But I know I felt the presence of God. You can't tell me. So as you all are thinking about your stories, and how they don't have anything to do with LGBT anything. Where's the difference? Same God.